Mm. Hey, peace and blessings, everybody. It's your girl Wendy Zizzo here with Kirk the Jerk. Peace out, peace to Nappy Red out there in the world. We're gonna see you again, but we are Awareness Academy 411 here to give you that 411 on just different things that's going on in the world. Give you our 2 cents, and if it applies, let it apply. If it don't, let it fly. We here to give you some educational purposes only information. You could do what you want to do with it. Just don't try it at home and blame it on us if it go wrong. But either way, let's move on. What's up, Kurt? How are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, my friend. I'm
Doing
doing great.
Gucci, but we got to start it off with the sound off,
Yeah, we got to
and
do the
let's
sound off. That's a
let's take
fact,
it from
though.
there. See what Red's talking about.
Oh, we had him on mute.
We're having a moment. It's okay.
Uh, why still on mute? Oh,
Lynching Act,
let's try that again.
Let's
but the
try it
Southern states.
again.
Peace and blessings. Today's topic on Sound Off on Red Dot. I want to talk about the Anti-Lynching Law Act that been passed in March 29th, 2022. Do you know in 1918 they passed that law, the Anti-Lynching Act, in 1918? But the southern states rally around that law and they denied the law. So it took 104 years for them to pass the law again, the Emmett Till anti-lynching law. What's your thoughts and comments on that? Sound off.
I mean, if I'm gonna say anything about that is, I'm not surprised that anything that has to do with protecting copper colored people on this land is always going to have some type of delay, have some type of bull smack. It's going to have something going on that it's just apparent that there's just an inherent, I don't know, I'm not going to say necessarily a hate, but
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't want to suppress something if you weren't afraid of it. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
would you wouldn't highlight certain things to make a problem with something unless if there was something about it that was really important.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
true.
when I see these different things going on when it comes to legislations and laws and uh, lawful things or unlawful
Mm-hmm.
things, and just all these different double standards that happen, all these different things, it's like, all right, we can look at this two ways. Either keep being in a space of, this is some BS. Why is this happening? Oh, this is unfair. This is unjust. Da, da, da. We can either do that, or we can start to look into the direction as, what is so special about us
Mm-hmm.
that they're just going as hard as they possibly can to keep us distracted from who and what we really are. You know what I mean? And
I
it's
guess, yeah, I
something that,
guess, I guess they think, I guess they know we more special than we know we special because the way we kill
yeah,
each other,
yeah.
shit, the way we unalive each other, you wouldn't think that we think we special, but I guess we are.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
programming though.
Mm-hmm.
That's
The
because we've
conditioning,
been
yeah.
deeply programmed with this disease, this ease of, we can call it self-hatred. You know what I mean? These
Mm-hmm.
seeds were planted long ago that there's something wrong about this particular thing, so I mean, I don't want to get too big into like controversial things about it, but overall, what I think about that is that, number one, I'm not surprised, and
Yeah,
number
that's true.
two, what actually happens when it comes to these things, it's, hmm, I think me and you were talking about this earlier, that there has to be some type of reform for
Mm-hmm.
us, but
Yeah.
just like what Russell says here, Nick's championship was is a distraction. Anything, I'll even say this, anything that has to do with this so-called culture that we're in is the
Mm-hmm.
distraction. Worrying about the clothes you're wearing, worrying about the different, like, sports, and this is all entertainment, worrying about uh even the unhealthy habits, like the food and the drink, and like all these distractions are keeping us from understanding one critical thing: who you are. I actually seen this. There's this guy that goes around. He has a van that he completely soundproofs the entire van, like the whole inside of it. And I guess he charges people a certain amount of money to lay in it for, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever. And when people come out of it, they're like,
Mhm.
yo, I was seeing things. I was having this interesting experience,
Mhm.
and you have to wonder why we don't do that often, where we tune everything out and just tune in. And
Mhm.
society is designed to keep you focused outwardly. And as
That's
long as
true.
you're focused outwardly, you're missing out on all the amazing things that's really going on within that we're not even aware of, because we're so busy looking and being distracted and being called to look at this. And it's like we're, in some cases, our minds are just being heard like sheep. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, oh, go this way and go that way. They send out these things to round you up. But if you were to turn your TV off,
Mhm.
turn your phone off
Mhm.
every day for an hour, and put yourself in a dark room, put earplugs in your ears, put a mask over your eyes, and just tune into yourself.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, like, that's, if anything, I'll even go as far as saying the disconnect that we're seeing on the outside between
Mhm.
all of us is a direct reflection of the disconnect that we have with ourselves. And that disconnect is
Mhm.
because we're not paying attention to ourselves at all.
That's
We're
true.
so busy pointing this problem, that problem, this problem, that problem, this problem, that problem, and not paying attention enough to the very feelings that are coming up about that problem,
Mhm.
and the very emotions that we're experiencing, and what beliefs are generating these things from us.
Yeah.
Think that it all is from the outside. It's like, nah, it's all from the
Mhm.
inside. We create so much more than we know.
That's a
And
fact, though.
it's unfortunate that
Mhm.
you hear of these different things, but these different cases, like I remember you mentioned about what's his name, Nolan.
Mhm.
I don't want to get his name uh
Oh, you talking
wrong.
about the Nolan case?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I was
Nolan
looking into
case.
that.
Like, this is not the first time we've had these type of cases. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And I'm praying for the end of it at some
Mhm.
point. So it's like, even reporting it and talking about it is just reminding us, one, of this consistent
That America's still the
system,
same?
that, yeah, that's still consistent. And two, I also recognize, again, this is another way to distract us, because of course it's going to make you angry. Of course it's going to make you, frustrated. And as long
Mhm.
as these stories are put in front of you to know about, not saying we shouldn't be aware of it, but
Mhm.
the more we're fed that rather than solutions, that's what's going to keep us in that lower space, that lower
Mm.
vibrational place of focusing outward
I'm
and
gonna
not
be
inward.
honest with you. When it comes to like racism, I don't even know the solution. Honestly, we could
The solution
theorize,
is
but if we
education and
not,
awareness, and
yeah.
responsibility.
But I don't know, man. I think you got some people when I sit there and I analyze certain things. Like for example, give you a perfect example, and this is a kind of egregious, but I'm not gonna go into details with it. But they got a free Derek Chauvin on Facebook, and I was looking at it, and I was just like, I wonder what the comments are saying. And you got people in there asking our president to to give him clemency or something like that, get him out or whatever. So the
To
state
give
charges can't Donald Trump can't do Trump can't do nothing about what he could do about the federal. So the whole thing, when I was looking at it, I was like, well, let me look at the comments. Let me see what people reasoning is. And people just saying all kinds of N words, and we so happy that he did what he had to do. He was protect. And that guy didn't really leave this earth because he would because of him. He left Earth because he was on drugs.
hmm
Well, I tell people that I said not to really go into details, but if somebody's have their knee in your neck I don't think is a way you're going to survive that after somebody have the knee in your neck for 9 minutes and you consistently leave it
I
there.
mean, same thing with Eric Gardner. I mean, even though he was the size he was and whatever pre-existing health conditions he had, you over exhausted his entire system and wasn't able to handle that. Like
one thing is almost, we can't guarantee life, but one thing is for certain. The question that everybody have is, will this man still be there if Derek Chauvin didn't put his knee on his neck? And in my opinion, I think he'd still be alive right now.
Yeah, he would still be here, of course. Just like Eric Garner would still be here if they didn't try to choke him out. Like, like if you just left that man
at
alone,
least in Wikipedia eventually
and go about your business, you know.
At least NYPD eventually did the right thing by at least firing the officer, but it took a minute though.
Peace, Red.
What's up, Red? What's going on, bro? We just did your sound off, man. We was talking about your sound off.
Yeah.
And now we're about to talk about the Nolan case. I just want to give everybody an update so far what's going on, right? Although, you know, everybody have their own opinions on it, but I'm just giving you the information that I have. And it says this investigation is with the Jackson Sheriff Office, Mississippi, remains the lead agency of FBI, is now assisting with parts of the investigation. The FBI said its role includes investigation threats that have been made against the people connected to the case, while the Sheriff Office continues to investigate Nolan's death. No final cause of death has been released. Both the official autopsy and the independent autopsy requests by Nolan's family are still pending. Toxicology results have also not yet been finalized. The family met with the district attorney. The district attorney met with Nolan and the parents and explained that once the investigation is finished, their case will be presented to a grand jury as part of the normal process for the type of investigation. Officials have emphasized they are keeping many details confidential while the investigation is ongoing, and the family still believes there may have been foul play. Their attorneys, Ben Crump, has continued to question the version of events given by some of the people who were with Nolan on Horn Island. They said the family has hired an independent expert and is seeking additional evidence, including cell phone data, which will be very important, and any photos or videos from that day. Some online rumors have been disputed, and it says a friend has publicly stated that the viral video circulating online was misidentified, and that the voice people that thought belonged to Nolan was actually somebody else. And it says authorities have not confirmed many of the claims circulating on social media and continue to ask the public not to rely on rumors. So this is important. I mean,
it's still unfolding, and they're gonna drag it out. You know, they're gonna drag it out for many reasons. You know, from making more money to making more money to making more money to dragging it out while people people's emotions and stuff are being messed with. Said, great, have a good night, everyone. Beach with the family. Come visit the Philippines, my brother Curtis.
What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Yeah, I definitely gotta check you, man.
Philippines right now. Yeah. I actually said that recently. Like
that sounds better than here right now. Philippines sound good, bro.
Philippines is beautiful, man. They have so many islands. Like, wow. I didn't know they had that many islands. Like,
yes, man.
You couldn't even island hop out there. Like, you'll be there for a month trying to island hop.
That's what's up, bro. Yeah, man.
But yeah, back with the case. Like I said, they're gonna drag it out.
They got to.
What's gonna ultimately happen?
People the only thing I will say that is controversial and it's kind of crazy
that it goes in a fair, actual fair way. But we'll see what happens. You know, we have a history of certain things, like I said earlier, about double standards. So, and
the double standards is this, right? One funny thing, somebody said this to me, so I'm basically quoting what somebody else said. It's not my words, but I find it highly interesting. One guy said, and this is a white guy. Remind you, this is one of my coworkers. He's white. He said this out of his own mouth. He said, "I bet you, if the table is changed, The
Oh, of
table was
course.
changed.
That's what I said.
He
Double
said it would have
crossing.
been indictment before they even found the body. I was like, oh
Absolutely.
shit.
It
I was
was
like, oh,
exposed already.
wait.
We
And he's
done.
remind he's a
We
white guy
finished.
said that
We
to me,
already
and I
been
couldn't stop
sentenced to
laughing
death
about that.
and
I was like,
everything.
wow, I
Listen,
never
I
thought
get
of
it.
that.
What he said, Russell said, I got you, brother. He said he's from here and he never been to all the islands. All right, well then
Yeah.
there must be some good islands that you don't need to go past those.
Nah, Russell's a good dude, man. We went to school together, man. Good
I would
guy,
love to
man.
go to
Yeah.
I really would love to visit the Philippines. I hear it's affordable and it makes sense out
Everything is
there.
affordable than the United States. This is crazy. So-called richest place in the planet, right? Yeah, right. We don't have, not to be crazy, but we don't have universal health care. Our healthcare system sucks behind. I'm not gonna go far because I don't need no pharmaceutical companies trying to X me out. We got no.
Well,
I'm
come
just
after
telling you,
you,
you
bro.
guys suck though. I'm just gonna say you guys
They're
suck.
like,
That's
don't be
about it.
talking mess about the truth. You ain't allowed to
Yeah.
speak about the truth. Don't you dare. No.
That's a fact though, right? Slap the hell
Like,
out of
how
y'all.
dare you speak about the truth? We have to
Yeah.
keep up the smoke and mirrors, you know.
Yeah. But I tell anybody if they want to look at
speaking of
health,
smoke and mirrors, well, more so smoke, we got this Canada fires going on, and we got the smoke
man.
coming down into the States again.
Mhm.
And today was like a torrential downpour that was supposed to help, clear it all out. So I hope that Canada gets that all taken care of.
Canada said,
I
fuck that.
haven't
We're gonna
heard
let
any
this nigga
reports
burn
of
more, so
anybody
go to
getting hurt
America.
or anything. So that's a good thing.
You know what I mean? Canada wanted to go to America so they could let it burn. They're like, you know what? We don't like America. Send all that toxins over there, that nasty smoke.
Yeah, they're like,
No, I'm joking.
I mean,
He said, yeah, we're gonna let it burn a little bit since it blows south anyway. So, I'm just joking. Canada, I'm just playing. I don't know.
I heard an
Hopefully, I hope that.
interesting thing that somebody said that for years the Native Americans would be the ones to set fires in the forest because it's needed.
Well, control fires. California usually does that, control fires. So by them doing the control fires, it minimizes regular natural fires.
Yeah, these forest fires. So
100%.
they banned these practices about, I think, 10 years ago. And since they banned the practices, now there's these out of control fires. I mean, it's not just there. This also happened in California as well.
California, forget about it.
And
I feel bad for all those people losing their mansions.
Where Native Americans
crying when they lost their mansions.
Working with nature as we should be, and had everything under control, and that also lessened the droughts and such. But I just hope it comes to an end because I like going outside without having to wear an N95 mask. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about that.
And for people, get ready for gas prices to turn into a rocket ship because the war's looking crazy over there on both ends. It's not looking good for America. It's also not looking good for Iran. That's all I'm going to say about that. The whole thing is
just not a good look, period. Like, everybody's losing.
What happened to America first? That's all I'm going to say. Like, I was, and you know what it is? And I'm going to be straight honest. I did not vote for Donald Trump. I didn't think he was going to be a good president, but I was optimistic because I had friends as Trump supporters. And they made it optimistic for me. I said, you know what? Maybe him being a narcissist, because I think he's one, to the point that he's going to do good so people could praise him. Because he had the ability to really do some good in America. And I was like, damn, he got all this power. All right. I don't care if you enrich yourself. All right. You in the Trump family, you want to make more money. You could do that at the same time and helping American people at the same time. You could have did something.
But you have to remember, people like him throughout history.
Yeah.
Don't have anyone in mind but themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's all about their best interests.
Oh, he liked to be
the reason why that people with his personality type even wind up making it to where they are is because they do not care about anyone else but themselves. You know what I mean? They don't care who they hurt. They don't care who they inconvenience or change their life in some negative way. They're like, as long as it's not me,
that's
no problem.
And you know what it is, unfortunate. That's a lot of American people. So it's like Trump, he's not even by himself. Our president's not by himself. A lot of
country, people might get mad at me when I say this. I don't care. It teaches narcissism. I feel like that's the whole one of the biggest themes of this country is narcissism. And just to clarify narcissism, if I'm going to sum it up, it's the inability to empathize with another human being. It's being so centered on yourself not understanding that there's an other, like people also have feelings like you do, you know.
Mhm.
And the other thing too is that a lot of narcissists, they've gone through a lot of crap in their life, you know, negative things. And
Mhm.
a lot of them have this idea of, well, if it happened to me, it could happen to you too. Like if you know, I had this bad upbringing, so what,
Mhm.
you're in pain. I went through pain too and nobody cared about it. You
That's
know what I
true.
mean? So it's a matter of projection, really. You
Yeah.
know, they're just
Mhm.
projecting their lack of resolve onto to others. So as long as I feel like I've been done wrong, I don't care if you got done wrong, because I got done wrong too. You know, versus, well, if you didn't like it, then you know, why would I let somebody else go through that? You
That's
know what I
true.
mean? Like that's the next level of empathy. And the worst part is that they think it's okay. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? They think that this is the way life is supposed to be, and then all that pain and stuff that they haven't resolved and won't face or try to run away from or try to project on the others, all you're doing is just making it worse for you and everyone else. But you know, that's a whole nother thing. And you know, there's so
Mhm.
many levels of narcissism. There's a spectrum of it. I would say there's people that have narcissistic traits, and then you got straight narcissistic personality disorder.
That's
You
true.
know, and
Yep.
you know, like I said, it's I think a lot of it happens in childhood, you know, because
Mhm.
there's a point in childhood from, I think, ages 4 to 6 or 4 to 7
Mhm.
where you're naturally narcissistic, but you have to be broken out of that, you know,
Yep.
because children are very self-absorbed, you know.
Mhm.
And it's when the parents come in and break them out of that, that's when they come. But then as you have parents that push their kids into it, you know, they enable their children into it. You know, I have family members that were a menace when they were children and they got away with so much stuff and never had to take responsibility for any of the things that they did, that
Mhm.
they grow up and they act the same way. Everybody else is the problem but them. They did nothing wrong, or what they did is nowhere near as bad as what you did.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Even if what you did was a reaction to what they were doing. So, you know, that's the whole narcissistic epidemic, I would call it, that we have. But again, back to what I said before, the solutions to these things is not only just learning how to tune in with yourself, but not being afraid of what you find out. You know, because
Mhm.
really all you're going to find is more of yourself when you tune into yourself. And if you're afraid of that, you have to ask yourself why. Why are you so afraid to see that there's something quote unquote wrong with you? You know what I mean? And I won't even say that there's anything wrong with anybody necessarily. I just say that we're so out of tune. It's like if you hear a song, like a riff, if somebody's playing some type of, you know, a guitar riff, and you know the notes bing ding ding ding, but then
Mhm.
you hear it go ding 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 ding, you know,
Mhm.
you could tell that something is off, you know, in that riff. So you're like, oh, let me go and tune my strings so that the song will play properly. And it's the same with us and our emotions and the way that we operate. Is there's a lot of us that are out of tune because of different things that have happened in our lives. But instead of retuning that part of us, we thrive from it, you know, in some way, whether it's giving us attention or, you know, it's getting us a result that we think is benefiting us, you know. And for those that are out there that want to try to be more aware and make changes, I would say one of the first things you have to start doing is giving your mind new information. Read psychology books, try to understand yourself more, give yourself grace, forgive,
Mhm.
you know, yourself even for holding on to things that you can't change, you know. And I'm gonna repeat that again: give yourself grace for holding on to things that you cannot change. Like a lot of people hold on to anger and want to throw the stone, and not understanding you have to burn yourself in order to throw that stone. So you're always hurting yourself first.
Yo, I just looked at one of the notes. He said Russell
What?
said Knicks championship was a distraction.
Oh yeah. It was a distraction.
You didn't post. You should have clicked on that one.
I put that up there, and we
I
said
didn't
that
see
it was a
that
distraction.
one. I didn't see that.
You got fish memory.
Nah, I only saw you
already
only
said
put up
that
you only
one.
put up have a great day, everyone at the beach. That's the only one he put. I didn't know. I'm talking about you actually showed it on the screen because I didn't see that one on the screen. I was
No,
like,
I
what the
did. I
hell?
put it up for a second, but
Uh,
we already agreed that there's a lot of distractions going on
that's
out there.
funny. The Knicks championship
You know,
sure was a distraction to me because I ain't expect them to even win at all. I'm like, okay, they winning.
I
'Cause
mean,
you know how the Knicks know
as
how
long
to
as
choke, right?
everybody, huh?
The Knicks know how to choke very well. So I would have been dying seeing that. You know, everybody be like, yo, man, the Knicks this. They would have destroyed New York City under Madani. They would have destroyed the whole city
I mean,
just
I
because
think it
Knicks
was
didn't
pretty
win.
cool that the Knicks win under Mandami. You know, and
That makes him a legend though. Like,
absolutely.
and he loved
And
basketball.
then we got the World Cup still going. The last game is tomorrow. The final is tomorrow. I think it's who's it? Spain and Argentina is in the finals. Like, this is the first time in my life I've ever watched soccer. Like, I never
Yeah,
was the type to
I
sit
usually
and
keep
watch
up with it.
soccer.
Yeah, I watch it a lot. I watch it a lot because a lot of family members watch it. You know, my family foreign, so they all
It
watch
just
that
takes
shit.
so
So
much. It takes so long for them to go, like, get a goal. It's
it's
worse than
annoying
football.
though. I think the best game I seen was England versus Mexico. That was a fun game.
Yeah,
Mexico
I
lost,
seen the
but
Egypt
Mexico
game
was
the
doing their
last
thing
week.
though.
Egypt got, in my opinion, cheated out of that point. Like, they were one of it was Egypt against Argentina, and I didn't appreciate that. But hey,
France should be ashamed of themselves because they kind of like control the African countries that come and play and stuff, and the African countries is knocking ass. Like they got a few of them. They should have had them all because they all was mainstream. All the French.
what I will say that I'm appreciating about the World Cup was all of the foreigners coming in from different countries and having nothing but positive experiences for the most part here, seeing what
Let them
all the
stay here.
different cultures, what they're doing at the games, and their
Mhm.
their cultures that they're sharing and all that. I think it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
You know, is there some negativity going on? Of course there is, but I'm not going to talk about that. You know what I mean? Like, why bring light to something that for the most part most of us know
Yeah,
it's going to
I
happen.
think at some point it become cliche to even talk about the obvious elephant in the room. Sometimes
Yeah,
we
it's
just
like,
leave the
why?
elephant right there in the corner and stay there. We need to talk about what almost everybody knows, and the
Yeah,
ones that's in
exactly.
denial, they're gonna stay in
I mean, I
denial if we
think it
tell them the
was,
truth
who was it,
anyway.
Morgan Freeman, that said, if we want to stop racism, stop talking about it.
Nah, that's
But
bullshit. I was like, that's
see, I
bullshit.
think that he used
Because when we stop talking about it, they just
wrong
keep
way
on
of
doing it.
explaining that, because it's
Yeah,
not about stop talking about it. It's about stop giving it power. And that means
oh, they give it
even the
power.
people
Shit like
that
Nolan gives
are
it power all the
bigots.
time. But think about it. Cases like Nolan, and then you also heard about Timothy Smith. I think I'm getting his name wrong. There's another kid that disappeared for some same exact shit. So it's like we don't have to give it we don't have to give it no energy.
No, it's
It
not
gives
just
itself
us
energy
though
by
that have to
itself.
stop talking about. That's on the
No,
people
but they do it. But think about it. They do it
projecting
themselves
They need to
though.
let it go.
No, but think about it. They do it themselves. They get put it like this. We wouldn't even have to talk about it if it wasn't happening.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying for us to take the responsibility to stop talking about it. It's the people that keep perpetuating it that need to stop. That they need to stop. They need to just accept reality and move on with their life. Like, go get a hobby or something. You know, go make pottery, or go
God
make something
forbid.
that's gonna help the world.
God forbid they find out the real culprits behind everything is elites, and they start looking at the elites like, wait a second here.
Yeah,
We not the
that's a
problem.
whole
We
nother
don't
thing.
control any resources. We don't control nothing. We get whatever scraps that the neighborhood that we live in gives us. But the true people in power is the ones that are keeping us fighting each other. If we understood that races is just a social construct that was created, because at the end of the day, we are the human race. We all one people, whether we have variations of color or DNA. We're the human race. And the greatest weapon they did was created these social constructs. These social constructs.
Social constructs is the matrix itself. It's just like
Yeah.
It's basically that thing that keeps you distracted while your energy is being harvested from you. And your
Yep.
energy is your money, your time, your
Mhm.
thoughts, you
Mhm.
know, your belief systems and your experiences of what's happening and how you're reacting to all that. Like all that is being manufactured. Like, but that's what
Mhm.
Awareness Academy is here for. We
Yep.
want to be part of the change that we want to see in the world, where not only are we living by example, but we're also speaking on these things to give you the awareness that, hey, there's something a little bit deeper than this than you think. And in my opinion, I said this before, in order for us to start to get this started, it's an inner journey. It's a
Mhm.
individual inner journey, because I mean, this might sound cliche to say this, like the term namaste, which is the spirit in me recognizes the spirit in you. And I say that because it's when you learn to tune in with yourself and you start to experience yourself in a much deeper level and connect with yourself and create a healthier relationship with yourself and your mind, and you do all these things and you see how beautiful and how sacred and how important that is, then you can recognize it in another. And actually
Mhm.
it's the divine in me recognizes the divine in you. You know,
Mhm.
so when you recognize in your the divine that you are totally in totality, you can't not recognize someone else's divinity. You know what I mean? Because we're all connected. You know, and I'm one of those people that I want to share like the things that I've done throughout the years that have helped me get to this space. Like I wasn't always here. I was ignorant as hell at some point, you
Yep.
know, thinking that I was less than who I was because of what life had programmed into me. And when I started to break those patterns and understand the cycles and take responsibilities and start doing the actual things, like I'm where I'm at now, that I'm like, all right, I'm good. Let me show y'all what I did now. And like one of the tools that I've even created that it's fun, it's effective in terms of making you feel good when you play with them. And this is that's the Posy Balls.
Mhm.
You know, I talk about them a lot because they're such a great tool and it's fun. Like psychology says when you're doing something that's more fun, like even when you're teaching children something, if you do it in a way that's fun, they
Mhm.
remember it more, they retain
Easy.
the
Yep.
information more. You know, so when you're doing something like rolling these balls and you're getting these messages, it becomes fun. So now when you keep remembering these affirmations that come up, and over time it's like planting a seed. You know, as long as you keep planting that seed, eventually as you water it over and over and over, then it's going to grow. And that goes in the same in the negative. If you plant the
Mhm.
negative seed, as long as you keep watering it, and what society has done is plant all these negative seeds and it keeps watering it with the bad news. It keeps watering it with these cases. It keeps watering it with the delays and justices. It keeps watering it, you know, over and over and over. And we keep falling victim to it, you know,
That's a
because we're
fact.
not aware of our power. I feel like I could talk my head off about this, you
No, but
know,
it's real though. You
but it's
know.
real though. But real quick, let me just show y'all, you know, the Posy Balls is dope.
Manifest happiness now. Change your life now with positive affirmation balls. Simply roll, read the positive message, receive it, and smile, and roll it again. 4 different balls that will make you feel good about life. Posy Balls, what you put in your mind matters.
What you put in your mind
Mine matters.
matters. And what's interesting about that is a double entendre, right? What you put in your mind matters, as in it has urgency and importance to it, and that it's important to be mindful of what you put in your mind, but also what you put into your mind matters in terms of solid liquid gas and what you're
Mhm.
creating. You know what I mean? If you're constantly feeding negativity into your mind, you're going to create a negative environment around yourself.
Yeah.
So it matters, so yeah, the posse balls are like, look at this fits in my hand. And they're also stress balls if people don't see that part. Like it's an affirmation stress ball. Oops. And you roll
Mhm.
them and you get the messages that you need for that day. And if they resonate with you and they help you feel better, it's like that's the whole point. You do what you can to make yourself feel good every day in a healthy way. In a healthy way. So reprogramming your mindset with things that you don't normally think about, or having a mindset shift of a circumstance in your life and finding a way to see it in a sense that makes you feel better than worse. That's progress. You're being successful in that moment when you are the driver of your mind, when you're the driver of your thoughts. That's success. Once you take control and responsibility of you, what you think will affect how you feel. So check these out, possyballs.com. You can even visit my website, manifesthappinessnow.com. You have my books up there if anybody's interested. And also, if everybody that's new, if anyone's new tuning in, part of how I got where I'm at, I'm a stage 4 cancer survivor. I got 21 years cancer free. And in the last 21 years, I was like, I don't want to ever be there again. So I'm going to figure out everything that I can to keep me from going backwards. So
Mhm.
here I am 21 years later. And I was actually 21 years old when I was diagnosed. And I was thinking about this the other day, that I'm looking at my life and what it is now versus what it was back then. Oh my God, I'm so grateful. Totally different. Totally, totally different.
That's a blessing, That's
So
definitely a blessing. Like that's big.
absolutely. So yeah, get
Mhm.
y'all a set of posse balls.
Go get the
Get
Posy
your
Balls,
mind right.
people. Check us out, support. This is and this is going to be therapeutic for your family. You and your family have some struggles from time to time, and I'm pretty sure most families have some kind of issues, right? So this would be something y'all can do together as a project. I could sit down and enjoy each other. So I recommend everybody go out there, purchase some Posy Balls, and introduce it to your family. Make it as a gift. Say, hey, I got a gift. I got a game for us to play. Or
Word.
even better, if you got some friends that's going through some hard times, this is a perfect opportunity to
Yeah, it's
shed
a
some
great
light
gift.
on
Oh
a
man,
bad
that's such a great
situation.
gift. People don't even realize how much
Mhm,
they need them until they start actually rolling them. They're like,
mhm.
yo, I needed that more than I thought. Like I've had that experience with many people. And what's this person said? I show speed. Yeah, I wish I show speed would know about the Posy Balls. What? He has such a a big platform to show people that this tool exists to
Mhm.
help bring us to a better place within ourselves. So
Because everybody's so big on worrying about eating right, and they worry about health and wellness now and like that. But what people don't realize, mental health is very important. That plays a major role on your
mhm,
physicality. So, in order for you to have the optimal body, you have to focus on your mind. When they say mind, body, and soul, well, how you gonna focus on your mind? You get the posy balls, and how you focus on your health. That's where you get food and supplements and everything you need. And you need both of them together, not one out of the other. You need both.
all of it.
Posy balls is one for mental. You need to help with your mental, and also help with you and your family, everybody. And you need to eat right too. So you do both together, and as when you put both together, it become ultimate to your body. You have
Word.
put it like this: if you're trying to get better with your health, I promise you, if you take posy balls and start thinking positive, because we got this world is so negative. It's so much negative shit out there, right? So what can we do to fight all the negativity in our life? Posy balls. You sit down with your family. You can do it at a table. Or you can do it on the floor. You can hang out on the floor. If you got young kids or if you got older kids, y'all all could do it. Y'all can sit and
Yeah.
hang around, eat some fruit, some vegetables, and say, we got a game we can play at the table. And you all roll it.
Oh, a great family game. There was a quote that I heard that it says, "You don't end war by focusing on the war.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
end the wars by falling in love with peace."
Mm-hmm.
So the more focus that we put on peace, the more focus that we put on self-love, the more focus we put on progression and even finding all the positive things that's going on in the world. Like there's a lot of positive stuff happening right now.
Yep.
Actually, I think they just finally passed the law to end daylight savings time.
I thought that was so lame. I mean, it's good. It's health for the people. It's healthy. But with all
I'm
the shit
tired of
going
messing with
on,
them messing with my sleep.
no, the
Shoot.
daylight saving is crazy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to like minimize it so much. But you got motherfuckers out here worried about how they're gonna pay their mortgage. You got worried about paying their rent. You got so many other financial issues
I know, right? They worried
that they
about
have a
that.
nerve to say they're doing something by doing daylight savings. I could care less about that crap.
Man. He's like,
I'm
"We got
worried
some
about
real
how can
pressing-
bills could be
pressing
cheaper.
things.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's
shit.
funny.
I take the good with the bad, and that's the bad. The bad part is we didn't get nothing serious accomplished, but we got something, I guess. Take the bone, I
We're
guess,
getting
right?
something. It's baby steps, but we're still moving to. As long as we keep making steps towards the right direction, we'll eventually get there. You
Yeah.
know, and again, I can't stress it enough. The more you start to learn how to love yourself, and when I say love yourself, I mean focusing on your mental, focusing on your health, focusing on your spirituality, becoming more in tune with yourself. That's self-love. You know, it's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And the more we all focus on that, oh man, you'll like at the end of the day, be the change you want to see in the world. Period. I know that's what I'm doing my best to be. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to keep feeding into all the negative narratives and adding to that collective. Like for what? You know, like I came to peace with the fact that I didn't blow up as a hip hop artist because why? There was a certain narrative that I wasn't willing to compromise to be a part of. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
I'm B Rabbit from Malibu. Nah,
Yeah, I'm good with my music just being dope, and the people that
And
need to hear it
amazing.
and will hear it do hear it.
And she
then
got amazing.
get
She
it.
got amazing vibe, amazing rap vibe, man. That shit is lit. They not ready for this now. Now this era got retarded, so we gotta wait for this era to get a little bit sophisticated again. So real music like what she got to offer comes back out and actually be popular. Because this era is just dumb right now. They all with the dumb metaphors and it's like
God,
now this era is crackheads. Now they want to get high, drunk.
I feel
they
like
wanna
we've gotten
pose.
so far away
Oh my God.
from what music.
And you see how these rappers
actually
making a fool of
is.
themselves. I like Little Baby. I like some of his songs. I think they're pretty amazing. But the man right now is like a
Yeah, but would
crackhead,
you
man.
really
He out here
like
looking
it
like a
if it wasn't
crackhead.
played over and over and over and over and over?
No.
and over? Like,
I used to think that, but I don't really listen to him like that, right? But he does is retarded. I mean, I don't want to use the word retarded. Apologize for any damn I said it anyway. Well, I apologize. As somebody that I was under the assumption that was intellectual disability because the way he's communicating when he's in interviews, I'm like, this guy's weird. But you got a lot of guys like him that's very lyrical, and he has the moments when he's very lyrical. So I'm like, wow, he can make
I
good
hope
music.
they're not using Chat GPT to write their damn rhymes nowadays.
Probably is. They probably got a good memorization skill.
Terrible.
All they do is memorize shit, and they could put it on ChatGPT and then memorize the whole thing, and then go. Y'all just
Listen.
drop a whole album in like 2 days.
I don't care if I sound like one of them old grumpy people that be like, oh, these young whippersnappers. The art
Little nigglets.
of making and writing a song has changed dramatically. And it's sad
That's
how
a fact,
far
though.
away we've gotten from true artistry.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like nowadays, I feel like it's more of a fad and a game. You know,
Mhm.
there's no real what's the word I'm looking for?
Mhm.
There's no substance. There's no honor in it anymore.
Mhm.
Like you know, there was a
Yo.
certain level of standard we had. Like even writing your own stuff. I remember back when, you know, if people found out your stuff was ghostwritten, they was clowning you like, you ain't write your own stuff. Now that's normal.
normal,
They're like,
yup.
yeah, somebody else wrote this for me, but I made it dope. Like,
And
did
you
you
know,
really?
and you know what's even crazy too? Like when people with Jay-Z, like his concert, I think he did an amazing job. I seen part of it.
Yeah, I seen a lot of it. It was
I
dope.
thought it was pretty cool. Anything Jay does is freaking dope. Now, the pushback that a lot of people was giving, right? They was like, oh, he's supporting Target. He's supporting Target. I said, let me tell you something. Yeah, he's making money off of Target. But what is the number one employer of America with black folks? It's Target. So you
Well,
want
isn't
to
it
do
Walmart?
what? No, Target has the most black people ever in history. They got the most black people in the company. If you
They need to
Google
jump ship and go
right
to
now,
Costco.
if you Google right now, Target is the #1 company that has the most black employed people, meaning that we're not, there's no numbers like that anywhere, any other company. So if Target goes down, a lot of you Negroes are talking about y'all want to boycott them, go down with your jobs. And yeah, I understand that they jump on a bandwagon where they wanted to target get it right? Target black people in their company and to try to get rid of them and stuff like that.
I mean, with
But
the
the,
DEI thing.
but the reality is, if you look at a lot of the top executives, they black, they're not even white. They just scared of Donald Trump.
Well, that and they scared to lose their job. Like
Yeah.
these people,
People talk shit
there's
about
more. There's
sacrificing,
a
but y'all
lot
ain't
more
sacrificing your
people
little
that,
job.
again, they care more about themselves and their
That's true
family
though.
than they do about the collective. And because there's so many people like that operating all at the same time, it's gonna keep us further away. Like, shout out to Ibrahim Traore, because what he's doing in Burkina Faso is amazing.
I'm just
You
shocked that
know,
you said his name right. That's what I'm talking
I'm
about. You
definitely
came
gonna
a
say
good
his
way.
name
That's
right.
what I'm
Absolutely,
talking
that
about.
man
Yeah.
deserves to be spoken of properly.
That
You
shit
know what
sounds so
he's
amazing the
doing.
way you said it. I'm like, shit, let me repronounce the way I say it now, because that shit was amazing. You said that you wrote that shit all perfect.
No, yo, what he's
I was calling him
doing
Abraham, I was calling him all
is
kinds of shit. And I love the dude, but
he's setting the standard right now, and I would
mm-hmm,
love to see all the other African countries rise to meet what he's doing,
mm-hmm,
and even in America, you know, what I mean,
mm-hmm,
he should be an inspiration for the communities
mm-hmm.
that are similar, you know,
Yep.
that infrastructures are messed up and all these different things. And of course, I
Mm-hmm,
know there's many organizations out there that do their best. I mean, we even have the out here on Staten Island, the Brothers Who Care organization, that they do what they can for the community. And I shout out to all of the people that do things for the community, you know, but at the same time, we need more of that. You
yep.
know, we need that to become the standard that we all work towards, because all Ibrahim Traore, now you got me saying it wrong because you got me
Yeah.
hyped. But nah, everything that Traore's doing, we can do on a microcosm. You know,
He's pretty much the gold standard of what Africa needs to do. And I like to see that a lot of
absolutely.
African nations is already starting to follow suit with him. And no disrespect to the French, because I understand your relationship, but at some point, like, come on, man. Like, what do you expect us to do? Just continue to like just take it? All right, we'll give you a little more discount to everybody else. All right, since that's how they keep you at bay and leave us alone. Yeah, but trust and believe, we got to make money. We in this to make money for ourselves. We are mining our own mining, because the whole thing is, why did we need an overseer to do the mining anyway when we are the ones that's doing it anyway? We could be our own bosses with it. So it didn't make sense while another country owns our resources. You know,
Yeah.
that didn't make no sense at all. And you got to understand that evolution, this is evolution right here, meaning that things not always going to be the same. Doesn't mean that it has to be worse for your country, but you have to understand that there's another country that's going to be a superpower right next to you now. So it's not going to be the same old. And I think the best thing you should do, like if I was France, you know, in my opinion, I would get in good with all the African nations and work out a whole new arrangement with them where I can still get a better discount to everybody else, but I'm
You
going to
mean
work
a
out a good arrangement.
respectful? They should work out a respectful deal, a
Some
deal
kind of
that
deal.
they would want for themselves. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Treat people the way you want to be treated. If the shoe was on the other foot and you had the resources, how much would you want for your resources?
That's a
You know what I
fact,
mean?
though.
So at the end of the day, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, how people become so self-focused and not caring or not putting the focus on how what they do affects other people around them.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, we've been so disconnected from ourselves that we're not doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you, the real disconnect, it all boils down to our own individual disconnection with ourselves. You know, once we were disconnected from nature, we were disconnected from ourselves, you know, and just to put it out there, people, if you're going through something, whether a sickness, an illness, a mental illness, you're depressed, you're anxious, whatever it is, go out in nature.
Mhm.
Seriously. This might sound cliche as fuck, but real talk. Go sit next to a tree. Put your back up next to a tree, put your feet in the grass, and just chill 20 minutes a day. If you can do that, you will be shocked at what that does for you. Now, I'll even go as far as dropping the scientific studies where they've done these experiments where they put people in nature for 20 minutes or an hour, and it reduced the inflammation in their body. Like they use thermography imaging where you could see the heat signatures in the body. They even test the people's blood before they ground and after they ground, and there is a significant and noticeable and recordable difference from spending time in nature. And we've been so disconnected from it. We walk around in rubber shoes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Walking around in rubber shoes keeps you from being grounded to the earth. Like,
I think that's by design, though. They made rubber
I mean, it's
shoes as long as
definitely
with the
by
grip at the same
design, but
time.
it even came to a point where it's by ignorance. You know, not understanding the benefit of our physical bodies touching the physical earth and what that actually does for our body. Because just in the same how herbs can heal you, and eating organic is better for your body, and drinking clean water is better for your body, that means anything that's natural is better for your body. So don't exclude or forget about the part of putting your feet on the ground,
Mhm.
going out in nature, sitting with the trees, just walk through a forest. Like, it literally affects your health in a positive way, you know. So that's just another one of those nuggets that us here at Awareness Academy want to drop today and plant them seeds. You know, I'm trying to remember if I know there was something else that was going on in the world that was interesting.
Oh yeah, R. Kelly asked for a pardon from Donald Trump.
Oh man. He's
I was
like, let me
okay,
out of here.
I ain't
Let me
mad,
outta
man.
here.
Shoot your shot, bro. Shoot your shot, bro. I don't know, man.
He can shoot a shot.
Yeah, I mean, with all this chaos going on, who knows? Maybe Trump say, "Let that man out."
I mean, they let out so many other people that have done worse than him. So,
Yep.
you know,
He
keep
wasn't
going.
an international trafficker like the other guy that they gave him bail and all that. I'm like, what the hell?
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna excuse people that have done worse, then why are you not doing it for
Yeah,
you know, like
that's funny.
you know,
That's funny.
making an example of him. I mean, I don't even. When's Diddy supposed to be getting out of jail?
Oh, 27. But you want to hear something funny? Diddy even ask. I'm like, bro, just lay up, man. Lay up and relax, bro. You'll be
Diddy
fine.
asked too.
You're not in no regular prison. You're in a decent prison. Like, come on, man. Ain't nothing going down there.
He's in I forgot the name of the prison, but he's good there.
It's not bad there. It's not.
Don't act like you.
A lot of federal prisons is pretty safe. So anytime, ladies, this is general, right? For any guy that say they're a bad boy, right? And when they say they did Fed time, don't be like, yeah, he was so bad he did Fed time. You like a bad boy? No, hold on 1 second. Fed is not tough like the state. The state is scary business. The feds, they do not tolerate all that stuff that happened in the state. The feds shut it down. You know why? Because federal employees is protected. They do not want to get any incidents. That's why you'll never hear too much about somebody getting cut up in the feds or a guard get cut up in the feds. But you hear that in the state all the time. Like captains get cut, everybody get cut because the state play that game, but not the feds. Especially if you go to feds 23-hour lockdown, you got 1 hour out, 23 in that hole.
I mean, I'm conflicted when it comes to my attitudes towards people that have broken the law. You know, you have some people that are completely heartless and they're like, oh, you broke the law, so now you're a piece of shit. Like a lot of these laws, or even before the law, a lot of people are raised in environments that influence certain
and breeze
behavior.
that.
You know what I mean? The prison, I'm sorry,
School
the
to prison
school,
pipeline. You said it right.
to prison pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the lack of education at young ages, like they're literally building prisons based upon the test scores of children in 3rd grade.
Little nigglets.
That's insanity. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You're creating the system based off of a system that was created to reduce people's ability to take responsibility for themselves, and then when they now act out or react to certain things in certain ways, now they're piece of shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hold up, you know what I mean? So it's a conflict for me personally
Mm-hmm.
to look at someone that has committed a crime and now you're a criminal and you're terrible, you're a horrible person. I mean, it depends on what was done. And
Mm-hmm.
even still, all of that still has in some levels something to do with the environment. You know, some people just really have something wrong with their brains. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like there's a certain it usually happens in schools, and pew pews going on with certain people that have them, and then they find that, oh yeah, there was something wrong with their brain. You know, maybe
That's a fact though.
they were a child of incest, or you know, whatever it is. There's something
Yeah.
wrong with their brain that
That's why there's
it wasn't formed enough for them to have the common sense to not do that. So
Mhm.
you know, to me,
And an
there's
update and oh
there's
yeah,
more.
another
Huh?
update.
Go ahead.
Another quick update. It's gonna be 10 seconds. Well, 20.
Nah, go ahead. Take you gotta take this.
The update is about the case with the young kid that the Metcalf case, Austin Metcalf, and the murder case and stuff like that. The judge did not recuse himself, so now they got another judge that's going to decide over the decision of it. And this new process, this new team that he got, defense team, they some big wigs because they
That's
pulling out
good.
all the
The
stuff.
most
Like
he
one of
should
the
get
things
is
they
manslaughter. That's it.
well, I was thinking too, but one of the things they pointed out that was very significant, and they was talking about how the Metcalf family, the two brothers, have a history of racial issues where they had assaulting people or attacking people.
Mm.
So they have a history of it, allegedly. I'm not gonna say, even though it's kind of been proven a fact, I'm just gonna say allegedly to play it safe.
Yeah, just
But yeah, allegedly. So we got to see how that whole and that should have came into the whole court thing. So the defense attorney really did a disservice. He didn't do a good enough job, and he made deals with the prosecutor. It
listen.
wasn't.
I pray
I'm not saying that he's not
goes
guilty.
well.
I'm not saying he's not guilty. I want to say, I want to point this out there for people thinking I'm passing judgment, say that he's not guilty of a crime. No, he may be guilty of something, right? But the way they framing it, it's always how they always want to find nuance when it comes to people
The
that look like
level
me.
of punishment does not fit the crime.
Nah, 35 years. Nah, I was thinking maybe
it does
10,
not.
15,
Not
maybe
for
10,
the
15 years,
scenario
maybe.
and the way that it will happen. Not
Mhm.
in the, you know, just how it all led up. You know,
Mhm.
everything that led up to it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Like, of
And
course, the end
mhm.
result is, you know, people lost their lives, whether physically or
Yeah.
now put in jail.
And
But
God rest the Metcalf family and that young kid, because at the end of the day, whether
yeah, that's
any
the
issues or not,
unfortunate part of it.
he's a young boy. In my heart, my kids are older than both of them. So our kids are older than both of them. So it's like the loss of life, that shit is sad. And I blame the parents on both sides at some point, because we gotta do something about this race issue. This shit is stupid. Like, we're fighting with each other for the dumbest reasons.
Listen,
It shouldn't be happening.
these people keep passing it down to their children, feeding them this poison, and then when something happens, now they want to blame everyone but themselves.
Austin Metcalf should have never approached him, and he should have never did what he did. Both things could be true at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody should have any of that restriction.
It's this and that.
Yes.
It's all of it, you know,
Yeah.
and all these things play a part. But you know, as usual, we can continue going, but we gotta cut it here. You know, I hope everybody enjoyed today's episode. I know, you know, you might have not seen us a little while, but life be happening. People be getting not feeling well. I'm not trying to be up here, you know, giving y'all my energy if it's not up to par, because I want to make sure I give you that good quality Zizzo energy Same goes for Kurt. So again, I
mean,
hope everyone enjoyed today's episode. Please like, share, subscribe. Let us know how you feel in the comments and everything. And yeah, we'll see y'all next week. In the meantime, I'm your girl Wendy Zizzo here with Kirk the Jerk. Peace out to Nappy Red. I hope you have a good one. We'll see you soon, man. And in the meantime, see you next time.